Hey guys, this is Cheddie here, and welcome to the 4th episode of Cheddie Chats. I know videos for this series usually come out on Wednesdays, and I did film a version of this video yesterday, but I had some technical difficulties with the microphone. There was no audio, so obviously I'm not going to upload that video. And usually for this series, like I said, episodes will come out Wednesday, and in the future, all the episodes will be coming out Wednesday. But like I said, I had some technical difficulties, and I didn't want to miss an upload for this series, so I'm deciding to upload it the day after. Sorry about that, and with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So the first topic that I want to discuss is Antonio Brown. As many of you know, he was part of the Steelers, and then he joined some other team, and then he joined the Patriots, and now he got kicked off the Patriots, and he's just completely out of the NFL. Honestly, I really don't understand what's wrong with him. He's definitely not all there. I usually don't talk about sports that much on the channel, but in the future, I'm going to try to do so because, I want to switch things up. Obviously, I'm going to continue to do movie reviews and all sorts of stuff in that regard, but I also want to tackle some different subjects like sports, obviously. So in the future, do expect to see more videos talking about sports-related things. And as many of you know, last Friday, the Area 51 raid happened, and it wasn't necessarily a raid. I actually didn't think, people were going to storm the gates and find aliens. First off, if there is aliens, it would not be in Area 51. I highly doubt that the government would put it in such a highly obvious place. I feel like if the government did have access to aliens, they would most likely have it in some facility that literally no one knows about. And the possibility of the government being in contact with aliens or having anything to do with aliens is just so far-fetched. I highly doubt, that's even true. I highly doubt we've even made contact with aliens, so I did think it was kind of useless, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I was hoping, someone would try to hop over the fence, but nothing that really happened. Honestly, it was kind of underwhelming, but, no one got killed, which is definitely a good thing. And I also want to talk about Sony's Spider-Verse here for a second. Not the animated version, but the actual live-action version, because as many of you know, we got Venom in 2018, and next year we are getting Morbius, starring Jared Leto, which I will have a video going over all the current information on that film. That'll be coming out sometime very soon, but overall, I'm really excited to see that movie. I think it's going to be a really good vampire movie, because I feel like we're really due for a good vampire movie, because in my opinion, the last good vampire movie was probably the Fright Night reboot, and that came out in 2011, so I'm really excited for this film. I'm also excited for Venom 2. Personally, I really enjoyed Venom. It was definitely in my top 10 favorite films of 2018, and yeah, I'm excited to see what exactly Sony is going to do. They actually did announce they're doing some other films, so I'm interested to see what exactly they're going to do in the future and what they're going to do with Spider-Man. Obviously, as many of you know, Spider-Man is no longer part of the MCU. I don't think it's going to stay that way. I think Spider-Man is going to join the MCU later down the road. I think Sony is going to film Spider-Man 3 without Marvel being involved whatsoever, but maybe for Spider-Man 4, Marvel might be back in the picture. But I feel like really the only way that Spider-Man will be back in the MCU is if I feel like Sony will come to some sort of compromise with Marvel that they can have Spider-Man back, but they also have to include Tom Hardy's Venom. He's part of the MCU now, and also Jared Leto's Morbius, and other characters that they do decide to do films on. And I think that's going to be interesting to see. At the very beginning, it was rumored that Tom Hardy would be joining the MCU, the Venom movie would be part of the MCU. But after that didn't do great with critics, I feel like Marvel kind of shot down all those ideas. But I feel like if they do want to get Spider-Man back, which they most likely do, they're going to want to do anything to get him back, if that even means that they're going to make Venom part of the MCU. Either way, I'm excited to see what exactly is going to go down with Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse in the future. I also want to talk about Deadpool in the MCU. As many of you know, there was a lot of question of what exactly is going to happen to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, because they're basically recasting everything, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. The only thing they're keeping the same is Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, which was very obvious. I mean, you can't recast Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is perfect as a role, and I'm really happy they're keeping him. I think Marvel's going to do a similar approach that Fox did whenever they made the Deadpool movies, sort of have them be connected to the main set of films, but don't have them directly tie into the main set of films. I think that's probably what they're going to do, because, Marvel is kind of known for being lighthearted, more so lighthearted than DC, and a rated R character like Deadpool really wouldn't fit. I do think there's a possibility we may see Deadpool pop up in a future Avengers movie, but I don't think he's going to be like a main character throughout the film. He'll probably just show up for the final battle, which I think that's going to be pretty cool to see. I also want to talk about some films that I've watched recently. So I watched Role Models. It's a really good movie. It's really funny, and I'll have a review up very soon. I also did watch Superbad, another really funny movie. A review will be coming up soon. And I did watch The Midnight Meat Train starring Bradley Cooper. It's a great movie. It's really weird. I don't want to spoil anything about it. It's just a really interesting movie, and I would recommend checking it out. And yesterday, I rewatched Deadpool 2, and personally, I enjoyed it more this time than I did the first time. Honestly, I kind of forgot what happened in the film, and going back to it, it's a pretty good movie. Personally, I enjoy it more than the first, which is saying something because the first movie is really good. And I also want to talk about the recent controversy that's going on with Joker. As many of you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the media right now about Joker causing mass shootings or something. And honestly, I don't really know what to think of this. I feel like a lot of people are really overreacting. As many of you know, in the theater that there was a shooting for whenever The Dark Knight Rises came out, they're not playing Joker, which I don't really understand why, because the probability of another shooting happening at the same theater for a similar film is basically not going to happen. So I don't know why exactly they're doing this, and I just think it's dumb. You know, it's not really the filmmaker's responsibility. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to word this, but I don't think the filmmakers should, be held back. They should be allowed to do, honestly, whatever they want. And I just think it's kind of dumb that people are overreacting about this. I feel like it's just really uncalled for, and I feel like it's probably going to hurt the movie at the end of the day, which does kind of suck. And yeah, I'm excited for Joker. I think all the stuff that's going on with it right now is just really dumb. Let it be a movie. It's a movie. It's not meant to be taken literally, and I think many people can agree on that. I also want to talk about TikTok. As many of you know, TikTok used to be Musical.ly, and now it's another app. Pretty much people are comparing it to Vine, and honestly, it's not as good as Vine. I really don't like TikTok. I have the app downloaded, but I hardly go on it. I don't think it's that funny, and I really don't understand why people like the app. I really don't like it. And the final thing that I want to talk about is Blade and the MCU. So I'm really excited for the Blade movie. It's probably my most anticipated Marvel movie coming out in the future. Phase 4 movie, obviously. And I'm excited to see Mahershala Ali. I think he's a good actor. Hopefully they will get a good director to direct the film. And yeah, guys, that is the 4th episode of Cheddie Chats. If you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. And I will see you guys next week. This is Cheddie signing off. Peace out.